Time for a little in or out, sponsored by Midas for tires, brakes, oil, everything. Make your appointment at Midas.com today. Steph Curry making some history yesterday, signed a 4-year, $215 million extension that not only keeps him rich, keeps him in the Bay Area through the 2025-26 season. First player, by the way, in NBA history to sign two, not one, but two $200 million contracts. That's like so many dollars. It's insane to me. Oh, it's pretty good. Nick, you win or out on Steph winning another title with the Warriors?
Unfortunately, I'm out on this, but I think Warriors fans should still be very happy today. Listen, the concern of Steph Curry playing somewhere else is now, for the most part, gone. Because it's a 4-year extension. So it just tacks on to he already has a year left. So he's now locked in for the next 5 years. So Steph Curry is pacing to have Dirk, Kobe, Duncan, that type of career. One franchise, iconic player, you know, the best player in history of the franchise, in Steph's case, unquestioned. So that's great. And the guy's got 3 rings, 2 league MVPs. Like, he's done everything a guy can do aside from win a finals MVP, right? But I feel like the Warriors are trying to, and I hate to use the cliche, have their cake and eat it too. And I think they're going to end up right in the middle here, which is, and I don't mean middle like a 500 team, but they're trying to get young players and look for the future while also having a very old core. When the playoffs start next year, Steph will be 34. Clay will be 32. Draymond will be 32. Meanwhile, in this year's draft, they drafted an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old to go along with the kid Weissman, who they knew when they drafted him that he was a project as well last year. Like, Brandon, everyone laughed at the trade Daryl Morey offered. And Daryl Morey said, hey, you want Ben Simmons? Give me the 7th pick, the 14th pick, 2 future lottery picks, and to make the money work, Wiseman and Wiggins. Everyone's like, oh my God, what a laughable ask. I think the Warriors should have done that.
What, Nick?
I think if you have Ben Simmons, and it is a lot, but if you, Ben Simmons this year would give you a better chance to win than Kuminga and Moses Moody, Wiseman and Wiggins, and then all of a sudden it's like, we've got a really good 4. A really good 4. Steph, Clay, Simmons, and Dre, 2 of the best shooters in basketball, 2 of the best defenders in basketball. That is a tough playoff 4. Instead, you've got this old, really good part of your team, these young projects who won't help you at all this year. So I don't think they'll contend in what's left of Steph's prime, Brandon.
So what I hear you saying is that they're comfortable. I want to be so in on this because you have a once-in-a-lifetime type talent in Steph Curry, all right, and you just paid him. Why would you be comfortable just being just average? I just don't understand that. Why wouldn't you make a move? Now, Nick, I think, you know, it is telling that they didn't consider that. But that's a lot, man. 7, a 4, 2 future lottery picks, and then Wiseman. That may be too much. But, so I want to be in on this because if you make this type of move where you're saying we're going to commit to Steph Curry in a major way for the next 4 or 5 years, then why wouldn't you go out there and try to figure out a way? Everybody else is doing it, right? You have the Nets out there in the East. You have Philly. They're going to be aggressive, continue to be aggressive. You have the Lakers, right? You got to figure it out. But until I see it, I'm going to be out, Wiles. I'm going to be out because, the landscape is it's too much competition out there. You know, when you think about their run and how amazing they were years ago, they had a really good team with crazy shot-making ability. Right? We're talking about guys that's coming off the bench like Sean Livingston coming in there and giving people the business. Right? There was no drop-off. There was no letdown when those guys were on the bench. Iguodala coming in making big shots and competing on the defensive side. Like, they were a complete team with guys that can get it done offensively. Now, they just have crazy shot-making ability, and that's assuming Clay comes back and Clay is right. He picks up right where he left off. So they're not a complete team. So I got to be out on this until I see them be a little bit more aggressive.
Okay, I am wildly in on it. The question is the Warriors organization as in on it as I am? And now look, I'm going to do a take here that is very Colin Cowherd-esque. I worked with Colin for a while. I've been listening to a lot of Colin. So a lot of Colin is like floating around my brain. So here it goes. This is almost like a Colin cover song of something he would do. Nick, you would like this. You were a big Colin guy as well. So here's the thing, what's wrong with the Warriors. And I'm going to talk about cities. And the decisions that are being made in NBA free agency feel very indicative of the personality of the city that they're in. So you've got New York and Boston they're old cities, they're old East Coast, established 400 years ago. They're always trying to recapture the past. Oh, the greatest arena on earth. Oh, we can go back to the 70s with Walt Clyde Frazier. And the Celtics are trying to hang another banner. It's all about the past, right? Then you go to LA. LA is all about the now. Hey, what's your movie do? How'd your movie do this weekend? Who's the new hot music artist right now? That's LeBron. LeBron is right now. Trade the whole team. Trade Lonzo Ball. Get Julius Randle out of here. I want right now. Get AD. It's right now. Get 9 new guys. Oh, they're all 35 plus. I don't care. We're about right now. And then you go up to Silicon Valley, San Francisco Bay Area, Oakland area, Warriors area. It's all about the future. It's all about, hey, what's the world gonna look like in 5 years? What's the world gonna look like in 10 years? Hey, let's self-finance a rocket and go to space. Let's see what space is like. Maybe we can live out there. That's what the Warriors are doing. The Warriors need to be less future-centric and more now-centric. And Pepper, can we put up their moves that the Warriors made to try to take advantage of Klay Thompson's shrinking window, Draymond's shrinking window, Steph shrinking? This is their big moves. Well, we didn't even know this happened. We were in the call. It's like, yeah, they got Otto Porter. Like, okay. So, Nick, I need less future visionary stuff out of the Warriors and more Los Angeles, LeBron, right now, make a move.
Bravo,
get Daryl Morey on the call during this show. Call Daryl Morey like, hey, you know what? We reconsider. We watch first things first. Let's send Ben Simmons out there.
We'll take the deal.
You got to do it right now. Do it right now.
And I know what Warriors fans will say. They'll be like, oh, we still might make a move. It is so much harder to trade a draft pick after the pick has been made. Because the team you're trading with might not like Kuminga the way you do. They might not like Moody the way you do. When you trade a pick that hasn't been made, you're trading for an idea. Now you're trading for a real human being. And again, like and Wild's buddy Bill Simmons said this during the draft, and I don't think he's wrong. When Jalen Suggs fell out of the top 4 and he's there at 5 and a guy who can help you right now, not a big project. Was there not a conversation? Hey, trade 7 and 14 to move up to get him? No, instead they stay at 7 and take the youngest guy in the draft, Kuminga. He's 18 years old. And then they follow that up by taking Moody, who's 19, who again, I'm not saying they won't be good players. What I'm saying is by the time either of them are ready to help you win, Steph is 37 years old. Draymond's 35 and maybe on a different team.
But Nick.
So I just don't get that part of it, Brandon.
Nick, could it be more Steph, though? Because going back to April when he went on that amazing run and we were all having this conversation about should he stay or is LeBron recruiting him and trying to get him to L.A., we were all saying, like, he should probably go, but it's going to come down to what he wants. Maybe it's Steph Curry sitting there saying, you know what, I'm happy with the 3 chips. I'm happy with that. Like, I just want to go down and retire Warrior. So maybe this is more driven by Steph than it is the organization. Because it does make sense what you guys are saying is like...
The extension part, definitely. But I guarantee you, and I don't know Steph at all, I've never spoken to him, but I can still guarantee this. If you ask Steph Curry, would you rather have Wiseman, Kuminga, and Moody, or an established veteran on the team, he would say veteran. Like, when the Warriors went on that run last year, what does it matter?
But does it matter to him? But does it matter if he already has his rings and he has his MVP?
I think,
right?
I think his legacy is secure, but you still always want to add. And it's noteworthy when the Warriors went on their run last year was when Wiseman stopped playing. He got dinged up, and then he's out of the rotation, and they just went with the veteran guys. And here's the other part of it, as far as to Wild's point about right now, Brandon, the West all of a sudden this upcoming year, with Kawhi potentially missing the whole year, aside from the Lakers, it's pretty open. It's like, do you really believe in Denver? Maybe. Is anyone ever going to believe in Utah again?